Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're breaking down one of the most powerful and frankly coolest instruments in the cockpit, the horizontal situation indicator. You know, the HSI. So, here's what we're going to do. First, we'll see why the HSI is such a big deal. Then, we'll break down all its parts, figure out what it's trying to tell us, learn how to find ourselves in the sky, and finally, how to actually fly the course. Sound good? Let's go. All right, first things first, what's the point of the HSI? I mean, what problem is it even trying to solve? Well, think about the old days. A pilot's dashboard was kind of cluttered. You had to look at one instrument for your heading and a completely different one for your navigation. It was a lot to keep track of. And that's where the HSI's genius really shines. It basically takes your heading indicator, your compass, and your navigation indicator and mashes them together into one beautiful, easy-to-read display. Suddenly, instead of scanning all over the place, you get the whole picture in just one glance. It's all right there. Okay, if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. The HSI is a bird's eye view. That's it. You have to imagine you're literally floating above your plane, looking straight down. Once you get that mental picture locked in, everything else about the HSI just clicks into place. It's the master key. Okay, so with that bird's eye view in mind, let's actually look at the instrument itself and break it down. There are really just 4 key pieces you need to know about, and they all work together to paint that picture for you. So, you've got the compass card, right? That just shows your magnetic heading, nice and simple. Then there's this yellow arrow, the OBS pointer. That's what you set. It's your desired course. The yellow needle, that's your course deviation indicator, or CDI. It's the part that tells you if you're straying left or right. And last but not least, that little white triangle, that's your to/from indicator. Super important. It tells you if you're heading towards or away from the navigation station. So let's talk about that to/from indicator first. It's probably the most fundamental piece of information the HSI gives you. It's like learning the first 2 words of a new language. And honestly, it's dead simple. See that little white triangle? If it's pointing the same way as your course pointer, the OBS, you're going to the station. If it's pointing in the opposite direction, well, you're going from the station. That's it. To or from. And see, this goes right back to that bird's eye view we talked about. The to/from indicator is basically drawing a line through the navigation station and telling you, hey, from up here, you're on this side of the line. Okay, so knowing if we're heading to or from the station is great. It's a start, but it doesn't tell us the whole story, does it? How do you know exactly where you are in relation to your course, like right now? This is the part that can feel a little complicated at first, but I promise there's a really easy mental shortcut, a little template you can use that makes it super simple. Okay, check this out. 4 simple rules. Rule 1, just start with your selected course, your OBS setting. That line basically cuts the world in half. Rule 2, the from side is always on the same side as that course pointer. Easy? Rule 3, that means the to side is always on the opposite side. Makes sense, right? And here's the kicker. Rule 4. The needle position is flipped. The needle always points to the course line. So if the needle is on the right, it means you are on the left. You got to remember that one. And look at this. This table is basically your cheat sheet. You just look at your to/from indicator, look where the needle is, and bam! You know exactly which of the 4 quadrants you're in. It's that fast. This is what we mean by real situational awareness. But wait a second, what happens if you're flying in a completely different direction than the course you've set? This is where a lot of people get tripped up. It's a thing called reverse sensing, and it happens when you're flying pretty much the opposite way you should be. So here's the deal, and it's super important. You have to look at your heading at the top of the instrument and compare it to your selected course. Are they within about 90 degrees of each other? If yes, great. Just do what the needle says. Needle's right, turn right. But if your heading is more than 90 degrees off, you're in reverse sensing, and you have to do the opposite. If the needle says turn right, you actually have to turn left to get back on course. It feels weird, but that's the rule. Okay, so we know where we are, we know how to avoid getting confused by reverse sensing. Now for the fun part. Let's actually use this thing to fly the plane and get on the course we want to be on. 45 degrees, that's the number. Remember it. It's the magic number for intercepting a course. It's not so sharp that you overshoot, and it's not so shallow that it takes forever. It's just right. And the whole maneuver is just 4 easy steps. 1, look where the needle is. Let's say it's to the right. That's where you need to go. 2, turn 45 degrees towards the needle. So turn 45 degrees to the right. 3. Just fly that new heading and watch. You'll see that needle start to slowly move back to the middle. And 4. Right before it gets perfectly centered, start your turn back to your original course heading. And just like that, you're on it. You've nailed the intercept.
So, when you really think about it, the HSI is so much more than just a replacement for a couple of old instruments. It takes all that confusing clutter, that mental gymnastics, and turns it into one single clear picture. It gives you the confidence to know exactly where you are and exactly where you're going. It's the ultimate co-pilot, really. So, where are you going to fly next?